show you what I know. Break it free from the mainstream, the studio machine. I want it my way. Indie Film Nation. I want it my way. Indie Film Nation. Going all the way. Indie Film Nation. You know it's gotta be Indie Film Nation. Indie Film Nation.
Hi, Sue Lawson here for Indie Film Nation. Joining me today on the streets of Park City, Utah, Madeleine Olnek. You've seen her before. This is her third time here at Sundance, this time with a feature with the very provocative title. Okay, so first of all, welcome back. Tell us a little bit about the film.
Well, it's a comedy. It's a feature. Also, a lot of people ask, is it really a feature? And I have to tell them it is a feature. It's sort of a B movie, campy, John Waters,
Ed Wood's type.
Yes, if there was something online that said if Ed Wood was a lesbian, he would have made this movie, and he probably would have been a lot happier. They said.
Probably so. Now, this is the first time that you've had a feature here.
Yes, it is.
What made you decide, as opposed to going with another short, which has been very successful for you, you've got a trifecta going here, but as opposed to going with another short, what made you decide to turn this one into a feature?
Well, it's very hard to make a movie. It's a lot of work. This story deserved the feature length. That was the correct length for it. So first of all, you have to make sure you have a story that more than sustains the time, because you're asking people to watch it that whole time. But secondly, you know, because it is so much work, people find that it's better to do a feature, because then it's more worth it. And for those of us doing these sort of no budget movies, asking everyone to jump in and work really hard, and it's a feature that also makes it that you can get more help because more people want a feature credit. So
now, what was the shooting schedule like?
Well, to be honest, we had 15 days in a row with no days off, and that was just insane. And I have to say, there were some days, I don't think you can even count them as days. I remember there was one day where two people in the crew were just trying to plug in lavaliers for hours, and we're walking around muttering. Like, it was like, what just happened? They're like, trying to plug it in. Like, no one knew how to use a lavalier. And so there was, when you go on a schedule like that, I think you actually maybe lose more time because people are so tired. Like, having a day off is very important, what I learned. So they were long days. It was cold out. It was New York City in the winter. We shot part of the movie on Coney Island, so that was very cold. But the good part of that was we have scenes of the beach where there's not a single person on that beach. Even the Russians couldn't take it. We had that beach to ourselves, so that was good.
That was terrific. You know, you employed black and white for this one, as opposed to going with color. It gave it a very type of 50s type of look. I'm assuming, obviously, it was a conscious decision, but at what point in the process did you make that decision? Was it when you started writing it? Was it when you were doing your pre-production work?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, what happened was before I shot the film, I knew I wanted to shoot it in black and white. The DP had said, no, but we want the comedy to be like, this is really happening. Let's do it in color so it's like a reality. And he happens to shoot super saturated. That's his style, in color. So actually, when I got in the editing room and I was working with the footage, and I was like, it's not doing it for me. Like, I just wasn't buying it. It seemed like a cartoon. It didn't have any kind of emotional weight. And that's when you can turn your footage in black and white. And luckily he'd shot in the way that you have to shoot if you're going to go to black and white, which is you shoot super saturated so that you have a range of contrasts. And then at the end of the process, a colorist came on board, did a wonderful job. So to me, it was kind of like, I mean, a lesson in, you know, your first impulse just is always the right one.
Go with the gut.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, but that's an important, people really like that. And actually, and also, of course, it makes the movie look like it's shot on film. So that's another added benefit of the black and white. But it was for storytelling reasons and emotional reasons that I made it that color.
Now let's talk just a teeny bit about the story itself, because the themes are universal, regardless of what the title is,
Right.
which does give you a really good idea of what the movie is.
That's right.
But the themes are universal.
Yes. I mean, what I like to tell people is, I like to say it's lesbian space aliens for the whole family. It is a family-friendly film. I have screened it for preteens. I'm sure elementary school kids would like it. It's very sort of sweet and non-threatening. The universal themes, you know, certainly everyone knows how terrifying it is to fall in love, and we add the sci-fi element to that experience. So that's what the movie is kind of about, these aliens who live on this planet where if you love too much, it's seen as sort of toxic to the ozone. So they're sent to Earth to have their hearts broken so that they can't love anymore. And then afterwards, they'll be allowed to return. So the movie follows their adventures on Earth.
I love the storyline where they're looking for love so they can get their heart broken. I mean, they know that that's what's in store for them, but they're still going for that.
Well, that's their mission. They have to do it. So they go about doing it. And that's what we all do, as we know. We look for it.
Indeed. Well, I was at the screening last night, and the audience was literally, I mean, they were just one step away from rolling in the aisles. They were laughing out loud. It is truly, truly funny. It is, I mean, it's funny. I love that. I love a good comedy. We need that.
Thank you. It's all, you know, for me, I love comedy, and comedy is all about gathering people, very, very funny people around you. We were really lucky. We had people like Jackie Monahan, she makes her living as a stand-up comedian, and other actors, Alec Karpovsky, who's in Tiny Furniture, and is a wonderful actor, very funny. Dennis Davis, Susan Ziegler, and they're very, very funny. And that's one of the first rules of comedy. You can't make a comedy with people who aren't funny. So it's about bringing together all these really funny people, and then you come up with ideas and you keep topping each other.
No, you asked for sugar. I didn't
Yeah,
actually.
2 sugars.
Right. This is actually. I put
Thank
milk in
you.
there. I actually didn't put any sugars in because I thought the donuts have so much sugar in them. There's no need to put. You know, you can't even taste it.
Did you get some on the side?
Well, no, there's so much sugar in the donuts. I didn't think you need any sugar at all. You know how when you do that, when you eat something sugar, you can't even taste the sugar.
I know what coffee and donuts taste like together, so I like 2 sugars plus the sugar in the donut.
Well,
That's really not a factor for me.
I think you're doing it because it's familiar, but you actually can't even taste it if you think about it. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Take a look at these donuts.
Now, was there any improvisation?
There was a slight bit. It was, unlike my other shorts, this was really a movie with a script. And we had to, I mean, we kind of didn't have a choice because of how fast our shooting schedule was going. Like, it all had to be very, you know, very much script planned, all those things. The normal movies too.
Now, I know that this is your first feature here at Sundance. Is this your first feature as well?
It is my first feature, yes.
What did you learn from doing this one? What didn't you expect?
What didn't I expect? Well,
Any surprise?
yeah, well, you know, it's like this. Making a feature is multiplied. All the experiences you have making a short are like multiplied with a feature. I guess I would say what I learned is to never give up, because when I got through the initial shoot, our initial assemblies of the movie, and I didn't like it very much. And I kept working on it. You know, we did pickup shoots and kept editing, kept trying to find more things, kept trying to work on it, make it funnier. And it was really a long process. And at different points, you have to keep pushing it along and believing it and keep working on it. Like, never give up, never say die. That's what I learned.
Do you think that that's also one of the benefits of it being a short as opposed to a feature as opposed to a short? Because with a short, you might have sat there and said, you know what? Let's move on.
No, well, not at all, because it's a short. The problems are shorter to solve. But with the feature, the challenges are bigger. I mean, you really have to figure out things. You're telling a story, and what do people need to know when, and what makes sense, and what are the questions people have watching this that take them outside of the experience or outside of the movie. But the whole process is so much longer, and I have to say, it's really like, you really understand. It's really like a coming of age experience for a filmmaker. Like it's a different challenge to make a feature. So,
Well, this was obviously the next step in your career. What's after this?
I'd like to make as many movies as Ed Wood did. I'd like to be one of those filmmakers who is constantly working. I mean, it's the difference, I think, for directors than for producers or screenwriters. Producers can always have their 7 projects in their pocket that they're working on, and the screenwriter always has their different scripts and projects. But you're not really a director unless you're directing, I think. And what's hard about higher level projects is it's really a good 5 years or so to get them going or to get that big budget feature made. But I would like to be one of those directors who consistently is telling stories and making movies.
I have a hunch you will be. In fact, I know you will be. Which means I'll be seeing her back here again at Sundance and, I'm sure in LA and every place else where there are films. Madeleine's going to be there. She's going to be making more movies. Check it out. I'm going to try it again. Codependent Lesbian Space Alien Seeks Same. Right?
Yes.
I got it. So, for Indie Film Nation, Sue Lawson, Madeleine Olnek, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.